In this video, I'm going to break down how you can be running your business on autopilot so that if you're sick, if you're on vacation, if something happens to you and you just cannot work in the business or on the business, it doesn't just flop on its head, but actually keeps growing. So let's get right into it. So just a little backstory. I've been super fucking sick for the last 5 days or something like that. And for those 5 days, I literally could not get out of bed. And the last thing that was on my mind is chatting with my team, responding to clients, making sure that the outreach is going, the content is being filmed. That's the last thing I wanted to think about. The only thing that was on my mind for those few days was am I gonna be alive after this? Am I gonna be able to go to the gym and do all these other things? So obviously what happens in those 5 days is the business didn't grow. In fact, some of our client work completely stopped. The videos were not getting produced, the videos were not getting reviewed, the videos were not getting posted even, right? Which obviously I explained it to the clients, hey dude, I'm being sick as fuck, I'm gonna be slow, so wait on me a little bit, and they were cool. I'm super grateful for that. But in this video, I'm gonna show you what I should have done differently. The systems that I should have put in my business way before this sickness even got to me, so that even though I'm sick, even though I'm laying in bed, I can afford to do that because on the back end, I know that I built a system that runs without me. And I have all kinds of systems and shit that I want to tell you that you can implement in your business. So system number one, and the most important thing I think everybody should delegate, is delivery. Now, I think, and this is actually something contrarian to the entire industry, is that I actually don't think you should outsource delivery as much, okay? I think you should outsource delivery if you absolutely suck at it, or you should at least get a business partner who is actually really good at delivery. But I think a lot of people, they will outsource delivery and focus on marketing, but I think it should be vice versa. I think you should be outsourcing the marketing so you can focus on delivery. It really depends on what kind of person you are. If you're better at delivery, do delivery. If you're better at marketing, do marketing. But I think, really think you should be the one delivering for all of your clients, no matter what. You should be really putting an effort into it because it's your reputation at the end of the day, you know? But again, even then, if the clients are still getting results, it doesn't fucking matter if they see you or not, right? So delivery, there is a shit ton of systems that you can implement in your own delivery. So for us, we're a content agency. We help our clients with content. So as a deliverable, what do we need to deliver for those specific clients? We need to deliver either a video, a reel, a carousel, story sequence, and it has to be posted. It has to be ideated, scripted, actually produced, reviewed, approved, posted. That is the process. Where did my system lack? Right here. So pretty much at every single point, I was the bottleneck at pretty much every single point. But that's changing right now. We're getting a script writer and he's going to be handling ideation. So I'm no longer have to be ideating stuff. He's going to ideate it. I'm going to improve it. Actual scripting and realization of the ideation. So scripting, right? All of those are being outsourced to a script writer. That was fucking awful. Script writer, boom, and then we have editing, reviewing and posting. So editing that's usually done by a singular editor. Review, approve, post. Right, all of that was lacking. Right, so editing wasn't lacking. We had editors. Right, so that was pretty good. However, this was also a main part that was lacking. And for this, we just simply need an ops manager, right? So I'm going to show you some other stuff that you can be building in your business, some roles that you can hire so that when you actually, get sick or something happens, your delivery doesn't tank. This is, in my case, what I need to build, but I'm going to show you what you need to build for yourself. So first of all, I think obviously everybody should start with a CSM. CSM nowadays is pretty much after we reach even a little bit of customers, CSM is a must. CSM, now here's where what I don't like what people do with a CSM is they will hire a CSM, but they will completely rely on that CSM. They will give them everything, right? But what I think should rather be done is a filtering process for messages or questions. Filtering process, okay? So I've seen this in one course. Instead of somebody handing out community questions to a course, a CSM, they made a filtering process. So instead of messaging me one-on-one stupid questions that you could have gotten by asking ChatGPT, do this first, and if that doesn't work, do this second. If that doesn't work, do this third, and if that doesn't work, come to me. So that way, before you even reach the person, which is the most unscalable thing you can do is talk to current clients. Like, let's be real. It sounds bad, but it is real. And so therefore, you want to avoid all these people asking you dumbass questions. So you can only get to speak to people when they actually need you and when it's actually urgent, right? So that's why you have this filtering process. So whether it can be, number one, looking up the course. Number two, asking the community. Number three, asking a CSM. And if none of those work, ask the owner. Simple. And then you, as a fourth measurement, you can add AI clone. This is massive. I saw this at Jeremy Haynes' channel. He was talking about this first. It's fucking insane, honestly. So he was talking about this first, where you put all kinds of trainings, SOPs, everything, basically all of your knowledge and everything into a ChatGPT, or he uses this other app, other software, but like you can do it with ChatGPT or Blort AI. I made a recent video about it. I'm sure it's going to be somewhere on the screen. The editor can put it in, but you need an AI clone of yourself. And that can be another filtering mechanism, is if you're not around and somebody needs an urgent fucking answer, they can just go to the AI clone and get the question answer from literally the sources that, like, you were speaking in the sources. So you're going to put your videos, your SOPs, your everything. For example, I have 2,000 Loom videos on Loom. Like, imagine if I put all those 2,000 videos in a fucking AI. It's going to be insanely accurate, not only in like the speaking style, but also in the answers and information that it provides, right? So that's also something that you can 100% build out and play with, and people are going to love it because, again, it's a premium feature. And also automations. I'm just going to very broadly put it as that, but I'm also going to give you some ideas. Automations for onboarding, automations for your clients' weekly review, automations for if you help your clients with content, automations for content ideas, automations for your clients' content audit, automations. Whatever the process that you're currently doing manually for your clients or your students, try looking into automations. And again, I have a ton of AI videos on my channel that you can check out. I actually talk about automations and use cases with AI. Or you can even DM me on IG, and I can show you some of the automations that I want to make for my own personal clients. For example, I want to make this cool automation that goes automatically through my clients' past weekly content, analyzes the likes, and analyzes what type of person liked the video, analyzes their profile, so we understand, okay, yes, this video got 50 likes, but it got 25 rich likes. Okay, so that's something I want to build out, super new to the market, and it's premium. So look at your business, your process, what you're doing for clients, and how can you automate it. But again, you can also just DM me on IG, and I can shoot you over some ideas, and I can show you some things that we're currently doing for my own clients. System 2, this is acquisition. Like, obviously, the main thing is to maintain the business. If you're away, you need to at least maintain the business. So delivery is first. Okay, delivery is always first, at least for me. Maybe it isn't for you. But once we have outsourced delivery, let's talk about outsourcing acquisition. Now, I don't know what's your way of doing acquisition, but you want to have at least some way, shape, or form, so that when you're away, it doesn't actually like matter if like the business is still growing. That's my point, right? Just like with delivery, if you set up all these filtering processes, the CSM, the AI clone, the automations, like the clients don't even need you. It's amazing if you're there. It's amazing, but it's like if you're sick, you just tell them, guys, I'm sick. You have all these other resources. They're not even gonna care, right? But what about acquisition? So if maybe you're doing paid ads. Maybe you're doing content, right? Which we're also going to be talking about content and paid ads and all that. Maybe you're doing outreach. I mean, honestly, I don't even know. Maybe you're doing networking. I don't really see a way how you can. I don't see a way how you can systemize networking, but like these are usually the ways that I see people do acquisition. So in terms of that, I mean, this pretty much like goes under the next system that we're going to be talking about, which is like content systems. However, I really want to speak about like outreach, for example. What we're doing for outreach is we're giving away free scripts. So if you've ever been outreached by me, which I don't know if you have or haven't, you've probably seen where I gave you a free script. You know, hey, here are 3 free Instagram scripts. That's what we're doing at the moment. And they see if they like the scripts, if they want to do it, if they want to work with me. We hop on a call. We show them how we can help them. That's it. How do I come up with those scripts? Do I sit on my PC and write each script for 20 people, 20 times 3, like 60 scripts individually? No, that would take me ages to do, right? However, what I leverage is AI. I made all the prompts that I need to input in order. So I literally just click one button, it's copied, second button, it's pasted, and all that, and boom, I just do that process, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, and it's done. That's how I spit up the scripts. Now, it still requires a shit ton of manual work though. Now, how I can make it more systemized is, again, if I used an automation, and I just give the SOPs to the AI agent that's gonna execute this automation, and it just does it for me. And it spits out 20 prospects with all 30 scripts. Same with lead scraping, right? You can lead scrape with automations. Maybe you have followers that follow you, but they're like hot leads, and you don't know which one to reach out first. Scrape them. We have one of my friends, he has a tracking software where you can track people, and you can track how much of a hot lead they are based on how much time they're spending on your YouTube videos and your website, right? All of these are automations that make your life easier. For content and paid ads, we're going to be talking about like later on. Also lead magnets. You can, with AI nowadays, if you've made enough YouTube videos, you can put up your whole YouTube channel into Blort AI, which is the app I was talking about before, and you could tell it to make you a lead magnet, give it some SOPs and guides on how to make lead magnets, and boom, with just a couple prompts, you have a whole ass lead magnet you can give to people on your stories. You can make hand raisers, you can do all this shit with just a couple of prompts, right? But again, you need to have people doing these things for you. That's the number one thing. You need to have because like I can have automations for outreach, but if I'm sick, I'm in bed, even though it takes me 1 hour to do something that would otherwise take me 3 hours, it still takes me an hour. It still takes me an hour, which, you know, if I'm sick and I really don't want to do anything, even that hour is too much. So I need to hire somebody and train them how to do all these things so they can just fire up the AI for me and review the AI for me, Or at the very worst, I review the input from the AI and I approve it to them, and they go out and send it and follow up with people and everything. Now, let's go into system 3, which is going to be content systems, okay? So this is going to be anything content related. If you're filming yourself on camera, whether it's reels, long form, VSLs, ads, I'm going to cover it, right? So imagine this, you get sick, you're on vacation. Actually, even if you're on vacation, I don't know why the fuck you wouldn't want to film. Like, that's fire time to film vlogs, B-roll, reels, new locations, videos. Like, when you're traveling, bro, that's the time to film. What the fuck? But either way, let's say you can't. Let me show you how to always have content prepared. Because like last week, I was sick, and obviously, like, I looked like shit. If I showed up on camera, you'd be scared. You'd click off because it's scary. So even though we said we're going to post 2 times, we only posted once. But at least this week it's going to be different, and we're going to be posting 2 times. Hopefully, I don't know. This video is supposed to come out on like Saturday and Sunday. Now it's Thursday. So anyway, how do you create content? First of all, we have to batch create content. Okay, this is something I've heard from Jeremy Haynes again. He always batch records, especially YouTube videos. If you look at his folder, he will post something in August that he filmed in July. So his videos that you're seeing on his channel, they're always like a month behind. You're watching a month-old Jeremy Haynes, pretty much. Batch recording content is super fucking insane because you don't have to worry about, oh, if I get sick next week, you know, if I'm filming this right now and after this video, I film 2 more videos for next week, I don't give a fuck if I'm lazy that week. If something happens, if I travel, if I don't feel like working, I don't have to because I did the work this week and it's going to compensate for me next week, right? That is super powerful. So batch record reels, batch record long forms, batch record ads, anything. Next thing is, this is also pretty much same thing, repurpose, right? So if you have a Twitter account, you're posting a shit ton of Twitter stuff, you can repurpose that. If you have long form videos, you can pay somebody to cut them out for you. If you have some masterminds or trainings that you attended, it's an hour-long training full of value, have somebody slap a title and a thumbnail on it and post it. For example, this YouTube video, I don't have to film reels. I can just pay somebody to go into this video and repurpose it. Super simple, right? Next, have AI clones again, right? So this is something unorthodox in the space, but it's not as popular. What the fuck did I do? It's not as popular, but you can actually clone yourself with AI and have that AI film content instead of you, right? So this is something I haven't played with yet personally, but I definitely will, right? I got in touch with, by the way, these are like private softwares. These are not public softwares that you can just Google and pay a small subscription and, you know, get them. No, these are like high-ticket softwares made by private dudes, and you can't really access it unless you're either on a wait list or you have like actual direct access to the founders, which I do, luckily. And, you know, these guys allow you to white label the product for a certain amount of money and you just use it. Again, we have access to these people, so if you want to have an AI clone, DM me on IG and we can talk about it, getting you set up, right? But again, AI clone, if you can't film, you're like, oh, I'm sick, cool. We can just use some footage from, I don't know, last week that you filmed, put it into the AI, 30 minutes of footage, get the script in there, and it's going to spit out literally a spitting image of you, super realistic. The voice, the movement, everything. You're not even going to realize that it's AI. But in the end, all of this goes down to proper team delegation, right? So if you don't have a good team, you can have all these ideas in the world, but if you don't have a good team to execute this, you're fucked. A players, hire them, spend a little more on them, and just like it's gonna be worth it, because these people are some people that you can actually fucking rely on. Like, it's not that you have to fucking manage them every little second. You have to worry about, oh, will they do the job correctly? Like, they fucking will, because they're A players. They're worth it. They know what they're gonna figure it out. They don't need you to hold their hand as much as you want to hold their hand. So all of these systems are good, but they shouldn't be done by you, because that defeats the purpose of this video. Delegation, proper delegation is the key, and you have to constantly look. One thing that really changed my mind and how I look at business is, like, did you know that people who buy businesses never buy a business in which the founder cannot be disconnected from? So if your business cannot grow, effectively grow, without you being in it, like, there's just, like, literally, letting go for, like, I don't know, 5 days fucking off, and the business stalls, that's not a business worth buying. That's not a real business. And that is an actual statistic backed up by Hermosian, because, I mean, Hermosi invests in companies. So he would know. So again, that fucking shifted my mind. And from then on, I constantly look at things that I could delegate. I could free up my time so I can do more revenue-driven shit, just like filming this video. And again, I'm not doing it. I'm not playing as big, as urgent as I should be. There's so much shit, probably like 100 things I could spit off my mind that I could delegate, make automations about, but I'm just not doing it, right? Because I'm playing too small. But you don't have to play too small. Maybe you have more capital than me. I don't know. So you're able to invest into all these different things. But again, these are just some ideas. These are just some things that I would have done differently, so that even when I did get sick, shit was still running. I mean, luckily, it wasn't anything catastrophic. But again, definitely would have been good if I had those extra systems in place. And definitely a lesson in the future, that I don't fuck around, and I just set these systems up now. And later on, I can be free and do whatever I want. Even if I'm sick, I'm not going to be worrying. But yeah, thank you for watching this video, guys. If you're interested in actually us implementing all these systems for you in your business, specifically content systems, we can consult you on all the other ones, and we can provide you with the resources and the people to build you all these systems. But we mainly specialize in content systems and actually making really, really fucking fire content for our clients. You can check out the first link in the description. That's where you can check out some of the people that we have already worked with, and you can see what kind of results we got in them, and potentially how we can help you as well. Feel free to book a call, and on that call, we'll see if you're the right fit, if we can help you, and if we can, fucking amazing. If not, not a big deal, So yeah, thank you for watching. If you have any more questions about this video, about any other video, let me know on Instagram. I answer every single DM personally. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.